Hello class, this is my model of Tempietto San Pietro. The Tempietto is a cylindrical building. It is in the courtyard of the church San Pietro in Montorio in Rome, Italy. It was built in 1502 by architect Donato Bramante. Bramante is also known for designing St. Peter's Basilica in Rome as well. Really was a central figure of Renaissance architecture. This building is in the courtyard of that church in Rome. It was originally commissioned to be built as a commemorative basilica on the spot where one of Christianity's earliest figures, St. Peter, a disciple, was said to be crucified. So the church really isn't much of a place of worship as it is a place of reflection, as far as meaning goes. The building is a cylindrical building, relatively small in shape. There are three levels of stairs. Three levels of stairs that go up to the main entrance level. There are 16 Doric columns that span the length of the building. These columns are of the Doric descent. On the next level up, the banisters as well. I doubled up the banisters to 32 to keep it in proportion. On top of the cylindrical building, there is a dome capped with a cross. There are also 4 windows located above that second story by the banisters. The function and purpose of the building, like I was saying, it was originally commissioned as a commemorative basilica to be built on the spot where it was said that St. Peter was crucified. The materials and methods used for the construction were bearing masonry. It's also mostly made of marble. The interior is located, or has wood paneling, wooden interior. The significance historically of this building, really is because of the location of the building, the location of the church. It's said to be the original spot where St. Peter was crucified, so it definitely held a lot of meaning to Christianity at the time. The spot where the cross is thought to stand is marked on the floor of the church where he thought it was crucified. So it really goes to show that the building was designed with him in mind, or his reflection on him in mind. Like I was saying too as well, the building is kind of, the meaning of it is more for a place of reflection and not so much as worship, being as small as it is. It is located in that courtyard, so it is a relatively small building. But even though the small size, there is numerous detail in it. Obviously, on a model of this scale, it's difficult to put all that detail into it. But from the decorations, the ornate decorations from the columns to the interior, and also the banisters as well on top, it really is really a beautiful building that draws a lot of people to come to every year to see. The building really does reflect the time for when it was built. It really reflects it deeply. Christianity was changing so quickly at the time. This was a monument to really one of those central figures and a reflection place of Christianity. Bramante, the architect, he was really inspired by a lot of Roman influences, of early Roman architectural feats, such as the Pantheons and other temples to gods, the Temple of Vesta. So it really came out in all his work, even with the Basilica too as well. You could see those influences, such as the columns and the cylindrical aspects to the building as well. You could really see that as well. The tomb of St. Peter was his work at the basilica. This was a building, in the same reference and order that many of the iconic structures of Roman architecture were built as well. It really is a throwback to what he was inspired from. Again, as the meaning of the building, what ideas it does reflect. Just like a lot of buildings and architecture throughout time, whether it be the pyramids or the ancient temples built to the Greek gods or the Roman gods or whatever, religion really does play a key aspect in architecture throughout time and throughout civilizations on different parts of the world. So really the meaning of this building is that symbol of early Christianity and Roman and Renaissance architecture kind of combining. It was commissioned on that spot. It was really a reflection spot for Christianity at that time. So really, because of the size, it couldn't serve any other practical purpose other than being that. But it really is an iconic surviving structure, of Renaissance architecture, and it really reflects its roots in the ancient architecture, ancient Roman architecture as well. Its foundation was really laid upon. As far as putting the model together, what I used was a mix of styrofoam and wood, Gorilla Glue. I used a Dremel tool to try to cut out some stairs. That turned pretty difficult because the styrofoam was a little bit softer than I thought. For the columns and the banisters, I used wood, which I cut into even pieces all the way around and laid them out. I also had to drill holes into the wood to put toothpicks in to try and hold them in together, because it was a little difficult to keep it all together. But I tried my best to keep everything proportionate and true to what the building really is. So that's basically it. Again, this was my model of Tempietto San Pietro, and thank you for watching.